First of all, my family. I live for my family. I've got a very intense relationship and very good relationship with my family at home and at work as well.
We're joined by Nico du Plessis, the Managing Director of Plastic Packaging. Nico is a qualified chartered accountant who specializes in the manufacturing sector with previous work experience at Coca-Cola before joining Plastic Packaging. He is so passionate about people and finding solutions to everyday problems. And Nico believes that balance is key in his life and says he is fortunate to be surrounded by great people at Plastic Packaging and at home. Nico, top of the morning to you. Thank you so much for what I can only imagine is a busy schedule and just being here on the best breakfast show in the country.
Yeah,
Now, Nico, tell us a bit about your childhood, man. How that was like, how that shaped the man that you are today.
Thank you, Morris. If you have to think back at that days, there's only a few things that stand out, but just a small background. I've been raised in South Africa, the countryside, a small town, Balfour. So it was surrounded by farmers, mainly farmers. If I could compare that to a city or a town in Namdeb, it would probably be Karabib. So it's very small. So I'm one of four brothers. I've quite a strict household. I would say my mother was quite strict. I can remember she doing closet visits, closet inspections.
Right.
And my father, obviously having four children, four boys, he had to sort of have, enforce discipline.
Right.
So I think in that sense, I'm very fortunate to have that childhood like I had, and it shaped me. And I think definitely with having four brothers, and this, small town that you live in,
right.
It was something of everything,
right.
jack of all trades. So,
right.
so very, I would say I'm very fortunate to have a lifestyle.
No, I can imagine, man. It was four brothers. Hi, in a small town.
Yeah, in 5 years.
Yeah.
Each other.
So, growing up in the small town that you alluded to earlier, what was your biggest dreams when you're growing up? What was there a problem in the world that you wanted to solve?
Sure. Dream in a small town like we've had, I would say it would always be limited, because of your surroundings. So I wouldn't say I had a big dream at that point of time to say that we live for this and we're going to change the world. But I think definitely what I had at that point of time was to live every day as, to the fullest and give yourself the best opportunity, So I would say at school, it was just to make school as good as I can. And then from there on, university degree and put yourself in the best position. So definitely it was not a dream, but the dream evolved as I went along. So yeah.
Nico, when you woke up today, when you woke up yesterday, last week, last year, when you're gonna wake up next year, when your feet hit the ground, man, what motivates you on a daily basis? What sets your heart on fire?
Yeah, I think. Definitely, as I said, people, I think if you woke up alone, the world would have been a very lonely place. And so definitely, I would say, first of all, my family. I live for my family. I've got a very intense relationship and very good relationship with my family at home and at work as well. It's so nice being surrounded, as I said, with people around me, people that build you up. And the team that we have at Plastic Packaging, and I'm very fortunate to be in a place where, we are a good team and there's a lot of issues to be resolved, and that's where I normally find myself. So every day I start from scratch. The prior day, what happened last year, yesterday, it doesn't matter. And you take every day from scratch, you start all over, and you have to make it count that day. So I think that drives me every day to do the best every day as I could, and sort of earn your salary every day and feel that you've earned your salary.
Earn your salary, guys. Look, Nico, notable influences in your life, the moments, people that you can just, one or two that you can just share with us that really, really was such a impactful influence on the man that you are today.
Sure. Again, difficult to point out one.
Right.
I will say that definitely if I look back at my career and my life, there's a lot of influences, and sometimes influences to the negative of knowing you don't want to be like that, you know. So from school, I can remember people, you know, having an impact in my life, my working experiences. So I would say every place that I've been, you know, I looked at people and something I took from them, which I think, yes, that was nice. I want to be like that. And as I said, with some experiences,
Not so much.
you see, okay, don't be like that. And
Right.
I think that shaped me all along to the man that I am
As
today.
a guiding principle for most of your decisions, yeah?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nico, we are running out of time, unfortunately, but I just wanted to get this little piece of gold from you, if I may. If we have listeners, we do have listeners, but if there's somebody that's really enthralled in your story this morning, what life and even career advice would you like to share with our listeners before you go?
Obviously, you know, if I think about it, definitely hard work and humility. But then again, I would say doing hard work and humility isn't really the only thing. I would say, because if you only work hard, you know, some people will pay the price, your closest, and maybe your health. So I would say more balance. So always balance. If you have a balanced work-life experience, that's the key. So everything, I would go back to balance, yeah.
You know what? I completely agree, and I subscribe to that 100%. I'm actually working on getting more balance in my life. Nico, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank
We
you for
really,
having
really
me.
appreciate it. Loving the story. 4 boys, small town. Yo, I'm pretty sure it was hair-raising for your parents, eh?
It was.
That was Nico du Plessis, Managing Director at Plastic Packaging, Royal Hustler, this morning, right here on your inspiration station, Sibu and Mo, in the morning.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.